Hello, today we're going to draw dogs going on a walk. So now we're going to draw dogs on a walk. And the thing about dogs on a walk is we've already drawn dog faces, dog bodies, and so if you haven't watched those videos, go check those out because I go over this in detail. Hopefully that will help you out. So we'll say dog. All right, so this drawing dogs on a walk, previously we just drawn dogs. We're gonna have a hard time saying this, aren't we? We've just drawn dogs standing, which if you have a dog or you love dogs, you'll know that dogs just standing is not the normal move that you see dogs doing. They're walking, they're running, they're jumping, they're playing. So, more fun to draw dogs going on a walk. And really, it's quite easy. You just want to draw their legs in this kind of pattern. This would be forward, backwards, and then you just choose which leg is in the front or which leg is behind. So if you have the front leg going forward, then you'll have the same leg on that same side going backwards, and then the one behind it going that way, and the one behind it going this way. And that way, actually, so the dogs are balanced, right? Because these two legs have weight on them, and then these two legs don't have weight on them, the dog can stay balanced, and the dog can run really fast and do all kinds of fun things. So whenever we're drawing legs, really the only thing that you really need to do is draw them separated. So it looks like he's walking, and then draw this side, one of them going forwards, or two of them going forwards, two of them going backwards, and then you draw a waggy tail, things like that. So that was a little bit of theory, and if we're going to talk about important academic things, then we must do it in a British accent that's done terribly, because this is very smart and very important. All right. So, how do we draw dogs? We draw the dog molecule, right? We have the chest circle, and we have the head circle, and we have the rumpus circle here. And like I said, there's another video that talks all about how to go about doing this. And we're going to just do a normal dog, so we're going to have his nice little box face here. Eye. Nose. We're going to do pointy ears, and we talk all about that in the other video of how to draw the boxes and how to get different kinds and shapes of dogs, like big dogs, small dogs, fat dogs, skinny dogs, long dogs, short dogs, many dogs. All right, so now we have our dog, but he's kind of like a legless torpedo dog. We're not like, while good to draw legless torpedo dogs right now, we're not. Right now we're drawing walking dog. So we're gonna do walking dog, and these are our guidelines. Remember, guidelines super important. Also, whatever leg. See, I did that wrong actually. Hooray for erasers. Whichever leg you choose to go behind, do it a little, see, like this line here, the legs that are nearest you touch that line, and then the legs that are away from you touch that line. And we'll kind of give a sense of perspective. Okay, so and then with these, I would do not just like a straight line, because dogs don't really have, they're not so much into like straight lines, so just a little bend. All right, a little bit of a bend, and then his foot is here, and here, this one also just a little bit of a bend, but less so because the bend is actually a little higher up. There we go. And then here, remember from the other video how to go about drawing the dog's back legs. They're much more bent and they go out. So this guy's going to go out here and then meet up here. All right, footy, footy, okay. Kind of, maybe just shape it. So that line is just where like the hip is gonna go and where his foot's gonna go. And then you draw this, that kind of L shape thing. And then here, do the same thing again. And voila, walking dog. It's gonna have like Doberman looking thing. It's gonna have a little dubby chopped off tail. Why did they chop off their tails? I don't know. It seems like a bummer, right? You know, it's like the dog's like, hey, I wanted that tail. And they're like, it's cool, you're a Doberman. You don't have tails anymore. And you're like, why not? Like, don't other dogs use tails? Like, yes, but you don't because you're a Doberman. So anyway, I have no idea why they chopped those poor dog's tails off. But, all right. So now we have a dog that is doing some walking. And much more interesting. And then you can add the parts of, that make drawing really fun, which is, where is he walking to? What's he walking from? Is he going on a walk? Maybe he's walking to, a giant candy store to buy candy because dogs are like, dude, I love candy. And you're like, you love candy? You're like, I didn't know that. You're like, well, did you ever think to ask? No, you didn't. That's very selfish of you. So maybe so we could being walked here by like, this walk robot, and you're like, oh, this is the future. And it's like, the future? And you're like, yes, the future. It's like, oh, I hope everything is better than it is now. It's like, well, it's some better. And, we at least have dog walking robots so that we can sit on the couch all day. And they're like, oh, yay, good. It's what I've always wanted. Then I hope the future is not like that. But, so this is a dog walking robot, and it's like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and like, where do we go? And maybe he talks to the dog, because the dog's all like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I want to go over here, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, go sniff this spot over here, because I love this sniffing. And he's like, doo-doo-doo. He's like, cool, we'll go this way, and maybe that's what we're doing. But isn't that much more fun than drawing a static dog? Static here means not moving. So, interesting little doodad here. Let's draw it again, just for practice. Why do we draw them in practice? Because practice makes better than you were before. All right, so same idea. We'll just review. We have a dog buddy. All right. Got a dog head. What kind of dog are we going to do now? Maybe do a big jowly-faced dog. Bro. No, that's a great dog. Bro. It's good. These dogs always have deep voices. Right? And it's going to have some long ears. Remember, check out my other videos. We talk about how to play like dog, mix and match. We mix and match his ears, mix and match their their face shapes and all kinds of good stuff. And you can have fun drawing all kinds of different kinds of dogs. And then if you want to draw a specific kind of dog, I also have a few of those as well. So check out my playlist that talks about all the different kinds of dogs we can draw. All right, so we got this face, we got a body. So what do? We draw these, droop, 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 droop. Okay, important things to remember. The legs on this side are longer than the legs on there. So I draw these guys. That's the place where these are going to land. These are the place where these guys are going to land. If the front one is going forward, then the opposite side needs to be going forward on the right side of the dog. So these two need to be going this way or this way. So if they're on the same side, they go opposite directions. That's one thing to remember. Otherwise, the dog will tip over, and we don't want tipped over dogs because they get, they're like fainting sheep or something, and it's like, oh, what's wrong with your dog? It's like, I don't know, he's always falling over. It's like, well, if you would help the dog by drawing his legs more in balance, maybe that your dog would fall over less. And you're like, oh, well, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. And you're like, yeah, think about doing it that way. All right, we're going to do it this. And remember, the back legs are kind of the harder ones to draw because they've got funny angles. So if those look funny, then just keep drawing it and keep trying it. Even as I was preparing for this video, I was like, man, these back legs always looking wonky. You know, just keep trying, and with more practice, you'll be able to draw it much faster and much better, because practice makes better than you were a little while ago. All right. Good looking dog here. Kind of just give him some more neck here. And what kind of tail does this dude want? This dog is gonna have just like a normal tail. All right, cool. So, important things. The legs, if they're on this side of the dog, they go in opposite directions. And so on the other side of the dog, they're gonna go like that. And then they're a little shorter. And then these are a little longer. This gives the idea of perspective and whatnot. And so now you have a lot more fun with them walking. And so maybe this one's walking, but he's got, like a cool, mouse riding his back. And it's like, we're going on an adventure. And this mouse is like, to adventure. And this mouse is named Reepicheep because Reepicheep is a very brave mouse. And Reepicheep is from, if you don't know, from the Chronicles of Narnia, and a very brave mouse. And the mouse is riding this big giant steed of a dog, and we're going into adventures. So this is what fun you can have with adventures, or with your adventures in your mind, which is my favorite place to have adventures, because I'm much cooler in my head than I am in real person. So excellent ways to draw dogs walking, much more fun. Erase your guidelines, ink them. Whenever you ink them, if you have questions about that, I've got like 3 videos on how to ink it. Check out my Artbox video playlist. It has lots of other skill sets there. And check out the description on this video, and it has some other related videos to help you. So I'm going to draw one last one in hyperspeed for you to enjoy, and I hope that you learned something. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe so I can know that I should continue making these, and I will see you next time. Bye!